So Jay and I are just going to give you a kind of overview of what to expect before, during, and after the caucuses. Keep your eyes peeled, though. We're going to have another video about the convention coming out in a couple of weeks, so check back at MassDems.org for that video. So as you likely know, a caucus is a convening of registered Democrats in a specific town or ward. We're calling the caucuses to elect delegates and alternates from each community to our state convention. Our state convention is in Worcester at the DCU Center on June 1st and 2nd. Make sure you're available all day on the 2nd because that's when a lot of the voting is going to take place. And we're going to be voting on our Democratic statewide nominees. So statewide nominees like Senator Warren, the governor, lieutenant governor, and constitutional officers will be there to give speeches. You'll get to do a vote. Candidates are hoping for 15% of your vote. That way they can make it onto the ballot this November. And if they get a majority of your vote, they'll actually go ahead and get the Democratic Party endorsement as well. So, Jay, do you want to tell us a little bit about what to do before the caucus?
Yeah, so before the caucus, definitely make sure to check MassDems.org. That's where you can find the date, location, and time for your local caucus. All caucuses are going to be held between February 3rd and March 4th. So definitely keep an eye out for that timeline. And then some elections may be competitive, so definitely make sure, talk to your local Dems, gather your votes, and definitely make sure to run because everybody has an equal opportunity there.
Cool. So like Jay mentioned, be sure to look for the time and location of your caucus. Registration will open up 30 minutes before that posted time, and it'll stay open for 15 minutes after the posted time or until everyone in line is registered. Only registered and pre-registered Democrats residing in the specific ward or town can vote or run for delegate or alternate at that caucus. So go ahead and check your registration before going. If you're not a registered Democrat, that's okay. We actually do same-day registration at the caucuses. So when you get there, you can register to be a Democrat, and then you can immediately run or vote for delegate or alternate. Pre-registered Democrat also might be a term that's somewhat unfamiliar or might be familiar to you. Pre-register refers to young people who will be 18 on or before September 18th, 2018. They can actually register at the caucus as well and then run for delegate or vote for delegate as well. So do you want to tell us a little bit about what to expect at the caucus?
Of course. So the caucus agenda is super full. But one of the things that happens at the caucus, you get guest speakers. So at the discretion of the chair, the guest speakers will get limited time to speak. That's, governor's candidates, lieutenant governor, constitutional officers, even your state rep and senator are going to be there. So definitely enjoy their speeches. If you have any questions, catch them after their speech. Ask them any questions you have and just make sure you enjoy it. Also, you're going to hear introductions, an overview of the caucus, an affirmative action statement, rules of the caucus. You're going to hear from the Democratic Party chair through a letter. And one of the biggest things is a delegate fee waiver. So a delegate fee waiver so the convention fee is $75. Those need to be in by April 20th. If they're not in by April 20th, a $25 fee will be applied on top. But if you can't afford it, don't worry about it. Make sure you grab a delegate fee waiver. Fill that out and submit it to the party. Somebody at the party will contact you and just make sure you get that settled. So V, what happens at the nomination and election process?
Yeah, so after you hear about all of those great things from your chair, they'll move into the nomination of delegates and alternates. So delegates are elected first because if you're not elected as a delegate, you can actually run for alternate afterwards. They're separated by gender, so there'll be an election for female delegates, an election for male delegates. If it's an odd number of delegates, there'll be an election for a seat that's either gender. Then they'll do female and male alternates afterwards. Nominations are done verbally, and you can nominate yourself or you can get someone else to nominate you. And nominations must be made separately. So you can run as a slate, you can say, hey, we're all the XYZ candidates, but you can't be nominated as a slate. They have to be done individually. Then your chair will post all those names up on a big board. They will have tellers who will pass out paper. So the vote is secret and written. So they'll pass out pieces of paper. People will look up at the names. They'll choose who they want to vote for. You'll have had an opportunity to speak for potentially 2 minutes, depending on whether your caucus voted on it staying 2 minutes or being reduced. You'll sign a consent to nomination form before you move to voting, and it's really important that you fill it out really, really clearly because that's information we'll use to send you your credentials. And then you'll go ahead and get the vote. It's just by simple majority. So if there's a clear majority, then those people are the delegates. If there's a tie, then you'll move on to a second round of voting, and then you'll move on to the other elections to be had.
Awesome. Yeah, and if you don't make it, don't worry about it. There's definitely plenty of opportunities for you to get involved. One of those ways is the add-on process. So if you qualify under minority, youth, disabled, LGBT+, definitely make sure to grab an add-on application. Submit that to the party. They all need to be submitted by March 23rd. So keep that in mind while you're doing this. And somebody will contact you about it as well. Also, make sure to please complete all of your forms. That's super important because that's the only way you can be a delegate, if we have your contact information and all your forms are filled out. After that, make sure you get your fee in. If you can't afford it, again, just grab that fee waiver, book your hotel, and if you don't make it in either category, definitely make sure to ask the party about volunteering. Plenty of opportunities to do that as well. And finally, there's going to be guest passes. So if you just want to go in as a guest, they're $50. You can get those prior to or at the door. And definitely enjoy. It's such a fun process and such an amazing event. Enjoy that.
Jay, thank you so much for coming and talking to us a little bit about the caucuses. Thank you for watching. We're so excited to see you at the caucuses. We'll see you out there.
Have fun.